Hi guys, following Rishi Sunak's recent failure to curb immigration and his policy to send people to Rwanda deemed unlawful, there was an attempt to kickstart the campaign to win back racists and bigots who the Tories believe are necessary to keep on side going into the next general election. The Home Secretary James cleverly delivered his 5-point plan to bring immigration down. The first was curbing family members arriving via the social care and NHS visa route. Then an increase in the health surcharge, an extra cost foreign nationals pay along with their visa for access to NHS services. The skilled worker threshold is going up to £38,700. And the salary discount as part of the shortage occupation list is going. Was this good enough for racists and bigots? Well, let's check.
Sir Edward Leigh.
In raising the threshold to 38,000, may I congratulate the government on taking a thoroughly common-sense view of this. I say that as a senior citizen member of the New Conservative, so I congratulate the government. But what does this phrase here mean? Those coming on the health and social care visa route will be exempted so we can continue to bring the healthcare workers that our care sector and the NHS need. What does that mean? Will this not drive a coach and horses through this? Surely the solution here is for the care sector to pay proper wages.
Well, we have recognised the recruitment challenge of domestic workers in the health and social care system. We have made clear on a number of occasions that we are not going to allow these incredibly important public services on which we rely to go without the staff that they need. What we are looking to do is bring in the people who are actually employed in these sectors, but not the dependents that they have typically brought with them. That will bring down those headline numbers, as we have committed to do, whilst protecting the health and social care sectors, which we have also committed to do.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So what are they talking about here? The skilled worker threshold going up to 38,700. This means that anyone who wants to get a skilled worker visa, their minimum salary will have to be 38,700. Now, Sir Edward Leigh talked about, well, why don't we apply this to the NHS and care sector? Because there will not be there'll be very few people working at their first year in the NHS, and even less so in the care sector, on a salary above 38,700. Like, just think about it for a moment. If you were to set the threshold at 38,500, who's going to be doing care work? You're not going to find, like, the agencies will not be able to afford these wages, and the NHS and councils will not be able to afford that as well. It's just ridiculous, okay? Oh, well, we just pay them higher wages. Well, then why don't you support things like minimum wage? Of course, he's against stuff like minimum wage. It's all just political posturing. But he wants fewer carers and fewer doctors and nurses coming from abroad, working in the UK. Now, James cleverly, not so cleverly, also pointed out another thing. He talked about curbing family members arriving via the social care and NHS visa route. This is these dependents that they've been talking about. But this is also another problem, because if you restrict people's access to bring their family members from abroad, then this is going to discourage them from staying in the country. You want the carers and the NHS staff to stay in the country. You want to encourage them to stay. Like, the NHS and the care sector are going to spend money on training them, investing in them. And after a few years, they're going to say, to hell with this. I'm not allowed to bring my family members here. I'm going to move back. And then all that money that was invested will be gone, and the care sector and the NHS will have to find new staff. This is a stupid policy. All just to bring down numbers in order to keep racists and bigots happy. Or bring down numbers because the Tories are afraid that the racists and bigots will move to the other team, Reform UK, and start voting for them against the Tories. This is tearing down, this is damaging to the economy, and it's tearing down the very fabrics of society. You need to have a strong workforce in the NHS and in the care sector. And these policies are undermining it. Now, unfortunately, it seems the Labour Party are going to go with this. They're not going to vote against these bills and against these amendments. Why? I don't understand this. These are terrible policies, making it more difficult for NHS workers to bring their families in. If they bring their families in, they're more likely to stay in the country. They're more likely to stay and contribute to society and and pay their taxes and stuff like that. And increasing the threshold makes it more difficult for businesses who are already struggling to get the workers they need. It makes it more difficult for them to get in the skilled staff they need, because you're increasing the minimum salary. It means the businesses who are struggling are going to struggle even more, all just to bring down immigration numbers for some reason. I really wish the politicians would just come out and say it. We need to keep the racists and bigots happy. That's why. Be it on the Labour side, be it on the Conservative side, be it within Reform UK, whatever. The other parties seem to be talking about immigration in a positive way. These people contribute. The numbers are not too high, because if there are no jobs available, then the people will not come. It's simple mathematics. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.